Good news. I have traveled and there is also an entertainment system. Bad news. You need to bind a girl to activate. Good news. The binding was successful and a song sung by 2 people was rewarded. Bad news. Song netizens find it tacky, and I don't know how to sing yet. Good news. I only have 2 words. The concert begins. Live audience. This female singer is playing big, why did she bring a bodyguard on stage? The end of the concert. Lin Zhixing put down his skewers and came to the stage to sing. Live audience. Damn it, the bodyguard is singing. Lin Zhixing, who had traveled through time, rose to fame in the entertainment industry with his outstanding partner, in order to keep lying flat. He chose to have 5 children with his partner. Keywords. Entertainment, love, single female lead, heavenly green plum, imaginative and refreshing literature. Keywords of the novel. What is the relationship between Song Soil and me? I only have a few words without pop-ups. What is the relationship between Song Soil and me? I only have a few sentences to download the complete collection of TXT. What is the relationship between Song Soil and me? I only have a few sentences to read the latest chapter. Chapter 1. 2-person travel system. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 2-person travel system. Lin Zhixing, let's break up. Jane, are you really here? What are our beautiful memories of the past 3 years? You have a good memory. What is the oath and mountain commitment you once made? As an idiom, please don't bother me anymore. 6. Lin Zhixing stood still, staring blankly at the back of her ex-girlfriend who had been in love for 3 years. As she was about to open the door of her luxury car, she couldn't help it anymore. Hey, what if I don't mind 3 people being together? You must be crazy. The engine roared, and Lin Zhixing, who had been blinded, was scattered in the wind. The countdown on the transparent panel in front of him changed from yellow to a flashing red. Time remaining for binding to the entertainment system for a 2-person trip. 00.19.59, urgent. That's right, the man who was just broken up standing in front of the gate of Huaxia Academy of Art is a traveler, traveling to a 4th-year student of the same name composition department on a planet called Blue Star. The background of this planet is exactly the same as that in the entertainment novel, the social progress is the same as that of the Earth, and the entertainment background is completely different. Lin Zhixing had just celebrated his 28th birthday before traveling, and he was considered successful among his peers. He opened a large-scale dance training center in a 1st-tier city to teach dance. Last night, I drove home from work and rolled open the car window, enjoying the evening breeze and listening to pure music. I looped through the episode of Star Trek and felt a strong sense of immersion. He felt like he was driving a spaceship and was about to dock with the space station ahead. In a daze, there was a loud noise in his ear, and Lin Zhixing suddenly crossed over. However, what he arrived at was not a 5-dimensional space or a cornfield, but a planet called Blue Star. As an old cultural and entertainment reader, upon learning about this cultural background, I immediately thought of using copywriting to kill everyone. Excited, the cultural and entertainment system also came along, but it was only after hastily binding it that I realized I had been deceived. Because after reading the system instructions, I understand that this system is an unscrupulous merchant and will temporarily seal my entertainment memories. I want to sell what I knew in my previous life to myself in this life. It's actually okay not to copy at will, after all, relying on memorization is too idealistic, and the difficulty is no less than secondary creation. If this system rewards directly, it is equivalent to strengthening and upgrading. The pitfall of this entertainment system is that there is an additional condition that requires binding a girl to work together in the entertainment industry. After digesting the host's memory, Lin Zhixing, who had just arrived, immediately found his ex-girlfriend. Unexpectedly, as soon as he found someone, he experienced a second breakup. The last time my predecessor was broken up was a week ago, Lin Zhixing said. If you don't love me anymore, just tell me directly. Let's get together and part ways. Jane, I'm so tired. Li Zhixing. I don't love you anymore. Lin Zhixing said, I don't believe it. That's right, my predecessor was a damn licking dog. My ex-girlfriend, on the other hand, was a strong and realistic woman who had been secretly choosing her best friend even during her romantic period. As graduation approached, the two of them had originally planned to participate in a music talent show together. Unexpectedly, she secretly teamed up with a top student in the school's composition department to compete with them. My predecessor knew that my heart was dripping with blood, and I had been playing emotional cards to salvage it. However, based on my understanding of her over the past 3 years, I actually know that the opportunity is not great because I am not as good as that new lover in all aspects. Firstly, in terms of expertise, there is no comparison with others. They have already taken on composition work during their university years, and their most popular song is very popular on short videos, often used as the BGM of their works. In terms of their combined strength in the competition, their singing skills are average. Although they are also students in the composition department, they sing very well. They won 2 consecutive gold medals in the male group in the campus singer competition. My family is also being crushed by others, and the only thing that surpasses me is my appearance. When I first licked my girlfriend, her appearance can be said to have taken a lot of credit. It's the kind of appearance that can satisfy her vanity when we go out together. Yes, it's the kind of internet male protagonist who lacks a sense of immersion. Out of 10 male leads, 9 are handsome, and the remaining 1 doesn't look good, but he doesn't. Pulling back time, Lin Zhixing just watched as time gradually passed on the transparent panel, and the golden finger that wanted to change fate was about to disappear. He was in a daze and then said such shameless words. There's nothing more despicable than being held back by a breakup, sigh. Third, it's hard to find a toad with 3 legs. There are many living people with 2 legs, so be strong. With a familiar voice echoing from behind, a thick hand rested on your shoulder. Lin Zhixing turned around and saw a handsome young man with red lips and white teeth standing behind him. With memories of his predecessor, he recognized him at a glance. His name is Lin Zhixing and he is his roommate. His college experience is legendary. After 3 years of hard work, he quietly took away the young female professor in his senior year and planned to get married after graduation, truly proving that choice is more than hard work. Did you see it all? Lin Zhixing rubbed his flushed old face. Lin Zhixing gave a thumbs up and said with a suppressed smile, I've been watching on the roadside for half a day. I didn't expect you could accept all 3 of us. I can't tell, you're playing quite perversely. Lin Zhixing glanced around and pleaded with a lowered eyebrow, brother, keep it a secret for me. Lin Zhixing pointed to the WeChat group chat on his phone and patted his thigh, saying, if you didn't tell me earlier, I have already sent the video to the boss and forth. Sun Tzu, how fast your hands are. Lin Zhixing glanced back and clenched his fists in anger, saying, I was really angry just now. The matchmakers are not good people. Do you want me to call my father-in-law and ask him to inform the production team to kick this couple out of the show? He didn't brag, his girlfriend's father is the sponsor of this music talent show. It's too easy to insert a few players and kick a few players out. My roommate is a warm-hearted person, and Lin Zhixing is very grateful for saying these words. However, seeking revenge is somewhat unnecessary. The important thing now is to improve oneself, and successfully binding this system is the top priority. Second, I am very moved to ask for help for my brothers. After thanking Lin Zhixing, he waved his hand and casually made an excuse, but don't bother, the obstacles behind me are not my personality. I prefer to use my strength to make a move. TSK. Lin Zhixing's eyes widened a bit, and the revenge script came to his mind. It's amazing that you think that way. Have you found a new partner yet? You found me for a sentence. I'm worried about this. Lin Zhixing looked at the flashing countdown in front of him and said urgently, if you want to help me, could you help me find a female partner as soon as possible, preferably within 20 minutes. Ah. Lu Junjie scratched his head, feeling a bit embarrassed. Find a partner for you in 20 minutes. Why are you in such a hurry? Pick and choose a suitable one, why can't it take half a day? It's too late, let's go first. As expected, Lin Zhixing sighed and dared not delay any longer. He turned around and walked quickly towards the campus, striving to search for the memories of his predecessor and find a suitable candidate. Lu Junjie looked at his roommates, hurried back and shook his head in confusion. He was about to go to the snack street in front of the school gate to buy something when he accidentally glanced. What is this? Oh my god, I want to eat hail under the ice. Wait, third brother. Lu Junjie took a few quick steps and caught up with Lin Zhixing, who hadn't walked much. Excitedly, he pointed to the intersection of Snack Street and said, "You're so lucky, you dog. Is that girl Song Gu? Although I don't know why you're in such a hurry, if you're looking for a partner, how suitable she is. You Green Plum really impressed me at the school anniversary party last year. If she were to compete with you, eliminating that dog man and woman would definitely have a chance." Song Gu. Qing Mei. Lin Zhixing looked at his roommate with revenge in his eyes and was taken aback for a moment. Looking in the direction of my fingers, under the model tree shadows across the road, two girls wearing supermarket promotional clothes are walking hand in hand, chatting and laughing towards the school gate. The tall and slender girl caught Lin Zhixing's attention, while a memory floated in his mind. My predecessor and this girl named Song Gu were childhood sweethearts, and we got to know each other at a very young age. We got along so well that we applied to the same university. But since their previous relationship in college, their relationship has become increasingly distant. The reason is that his girlfriend doesn't let him get too close to the opposite sex, even Qing Mei can't. Last time they met on the road, they just nodded and didn't even say a word. Lin Zhixing tucked his nose in. Something that can't be distinguished between primary and secondary. If you lose your girlfriend, you can find another one. From childhood to adulthood, if you lose your playmates, you can still develop again when you were a child. What my roommate said earlier was right. The predecessor, Qing Mei, was indeed very talented in singing. She studied music performance and has a strong sense of professionalism, especially in ethnic singing. She has participated in many competitions for the school and won many awards. In the eyes of her teachers, she is a good seedling, and even unanimously believes that she should work in a professional literary and artistic group after graduation. Find her partner. After a brief moment of contemplation, Lin Zhixing furrowed his brow slightly. Proficient in ethnic singing techniques, participating in talent shows with a young audience is a bit good. It's not easy to use the knife, and you can't showcase your strengths, time remaining for binding to the entertainment system for a two-person trip. 00.13.59, the flashing transparent panel in front of Lin Zhixing constantly reminds him that there is no time to be picky now. Help me a lot, I'll go ask. Lin Zhixing patted his roommate's arm to thank him, but without delay, he ran over and stopped two girls in front of him. Dove. Dove. Upon hearing the familiar voice, Song Gu was taken aback for a moment, with a shallow dimple on her cheek. After stopping, she instinctively raised her hand and pulled a few strands of hair scattered around her ear. She looked at him running towards her and, in an unexpected moment, suddenly remembered something and took a small step back. The two people's eyes briefly touched, and she softly asked, "Zhixing, what's wrong?" Internal. Although she is the most familiar person, now in person, she clearly feels a sense of distance from herself. Lin Zhixing suddenly had a dry throat and his words were on his lips, but it was very difficult to speak. Isn't it really human? For the sake of green tea, I don't even want childhood sweethearts who have been playing since childhood. Although this kind of thing was not done by oneself, under this identity, I am still very embarrassed to ask for help. Time remaining for binding to the entertainment system for a 2-person trip. 00.12.39, we can't procrastinate any longer. If we're not willing to help, we'll have to find another way. Cough. Lin Zhixing cleared his throat, skipped the pleasantries, and said directly, Dove, I know it's a bit sudden, but I don't have time to explain it to you now. Can I ask for your help? Speaking of which, he lowered his hot face and lowered his gaze to the ground. Upon hearing the request for help, the girl next to Song Gu gave Lin Zhixing a disgusted look and deliberately coughed twice. This girl Lin Zhixing is also very familiar, but her name is hard to remember at the moment, as if she is Song Ji's roommate. Song Gu seemed a bit surprised. Looking at his troubled and anxious expression, her pink lips lightly opened and she wanted to ask something, but in the end, she swallowed the words. I didn't even notice the reminder to my roommate next to me. Silence makes the atmosphere somewhat awkward. Lin Zhixing, who had not received an answer for a long time, felt a chill in his heart. However, his refusal was also expected. He was about to apologize and leave, and when he thought of other ways, I promise you. The voice is not very sticky, but the tone is very firm and crisp. So you agreed? With a helpless sigh from her roommate next to her, Lin Zhixing, who was brainstorming various reasons for rejection, looked up in disbelief. Just now, feeling nervous, ashamed, and afraid of being rejected, I didn't observe her reaction. The heart that would have been hanging temporarily let go, and my gaze unconsciously shifted to her oval face. She is truly a kind and generous girl who can overcome past grievances. Oh my goodness. Why didn't you put a piece of sheep fat jade on your predecessor and go to the beach to find a polished glass shard as a treasure? Unlike girls like Lin Zhixing who rely on makeup to enhance their appearance, she didn't wear makeup and was completely plain, but gave Lin Zhixing a stunning feeling. Lin Zhixing believes that the most beautiful appearance in a girl's life is undoubtedly the dark circles under her eyes after studying hard, a few pimples on her forehead, unwashed hair, and a face without makeup. It is passionate and pure, a natural beauty of youth, and a beauty that cannot be possessed again after leaving school. Song Gu possesses this youthful and natural beauty, with straight and thick eyebrows. Her facial features are delicate and beautiful when lifted out alone, and when combined, they look even more beautiful. How can we describe her snowy skin? She must be afraid of glutinous rice and sunlight. And she not only looks beautiful, but also has an indescribable unique temperament on her body. Although wearing ordinary supermarket promotional clothing, it stands out like pure white wings against the backdrop of its unique temperament. Lin Zhixing was stunned for a moment. By the way, Zhixing, you haven't said what you need me to do for you yet. Song Gu saw that he was very abnormal today, frowned slightly, took a small step forward, and approached to ask with concern. The afternoon sun shone on her oval face, shining a golden halo on her eyelids, as if everything around her was losing its color. As soon as he mentioned his help, Lin Zhixing, who was lost in thought, suddenly came back to his senses. Since she has agreed, why hasn't the system been successfully bound yet? Strangely enough, a transparent prompt box appeared again in front of me. The system binding condition is kiss. Time remaining for binding to the entertainment system for a 2-person trip. 00.09.59, A kiss within 10 minutes. Impossible, labor and management cannot do it. New book wish. I hope my grades will improve a bit. Everyone, give us a lot of help. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. He is a star. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. He is a star, knowledge and action. What? It's nothing, nothing. Lin Zhixing awkwardly smiled and waved his hand, saying to Song Gu, who looked worried, Dove, don't look at me like this. It makes me feel like I've caused a lot of trouble. I didn't cause any trouble. This system doesn't treat travelers as humans, it's all shameless and shameless demands. The system binding condition is kiss. After successful binding, you will receive a gold novice gift package. The system binding condition is embrace. After successful binding, you will receive a silver novice gift package. The system binding condition is handshake. After successful binding, you will receive a bronze novice gift package. Nima. Did only the first half of the session have a network card just now? How many seconds can't it load quickly? Playing is just about heartbeat, right? Lin Zhixing slowly calmed down upon seeing this emotion, and it was like challenging his own bottom line just now. Among these three options, it is acceptable to shake hands, but the reward is almost the same. It cannot be achieved by taking advantage of someone's situation. After making up his mind, Lin Zhixing explained, "What can I ask for your help? It's like this, isn't graduation coming soon? I have a great opportunity to showcase myself now, and I would like to invite you to participate in a music talent show with me." A talent show. Song Ji's voice revealed an accident, and she looked up for a moment before asking, "Is it the program called The Birth of a Combination?" Lin Zhixing nodded with a smile and said, yes, you've heard of it too. That's it. I need your help, I can't do it alone without you. But don't your girlfriend mind if you come to me? I don't mind. Lin Zhixing shook his head and said, "Where did you get your girlfriend? She's already dead and she needs to burn some paper." Oh. Song Gu glanced at her angry roommate next to her and pursed her lips, feeling a bit embarrassed. But I still have a part-time job to do. How long will it take to participate in that program? It's unclear how long it will take for Lin Zhixing, as it depends on the specific ranking. I'm not quite sure about that. Part-time jobs may have to be suspended. In fact, participating in this program is much better than doing part-time jobs. If you have a good ranking, it will be much easier to find a job. I won't let you work hard in vain. You can participate in the program as a part-time job, and I'll pay you a compensation of 1,000 yuan per episode. How about that? The family conditions of Qingmei are very poor, and the tuition fees for art students are also very expensive. Even the money for school is borrowed from relatives. In order to earn living expenses, they also worked part-time during their university years, which made it difficult for them to earn money. Therefore, Lin Zhixing plans to make up for this money. I didn't mean that. Song Gu quickly shook her head, lowered her head and remained silent for a while before breaking free from her roommate's hand. She made up her mind and said, "Okay, I'll join you." Really? It's great that you could come and help, good partner. Have a pleasant cooperation. Lin Zhixing's eyes showed a hint of joy, his Adam's apple rolled and he tentatively extended his hand. Ding! The binding of the entertainment system for two people has been successful. With the touch of his fingertips, the flickering countdown in front of Lin Zhixing suddenly disappeared, and the system prompt sound sounded in his ear. Bronze Beginner Gift Pack 1 is being distributed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the song component Above the Moon. The system rewards the song and will automatically register the copyright for the host. Above the Moon. After hearing these words, it was like a key opening a treasure trove of sealed memories, and all the memories of this song from previous lives were retrieved. On the Moon was a legendary song that once became popular on the streets and alleys. How many people used it as a ringtone for their phones and occupied the sound system of many middle-aged and elderly people. But is it really suitable to sing it on a talent show? Zhixing. If there's nothing else, I'll go back first. Song Gu waved her hand in front of Lin Zhixing, who was lost in thought. Ah! Lin Zhixing, who had regained her senses, noticed that her roommate was already very impatient and the problem had been resolved. She didn't bother much anymore and said, "There's nothing else to do. I'm tired of part-time work, so go back and rest. After dinner, I'll talk to you about the program. Okay, see you tonight. Looking at Lin Zhixing with a smile on her face, Song-gu had an indescribable feeling at the moment. She felt that the person standing in front of her was not like the one she had known before. See you tonight. Lin Zhixing kept sending her into the campus, and as he watched her gradually receding figure, his lips curled up to his ear. The bronze gift package is not bad. A partner who excels in ethnic singing, paired with the song of Phoenix legend, it's a bit interesting. As a master of MOBA games, Lin Zhixing knows a truth. The weirder the lineup, the faster you win. The birth of the combination, I am here. Thinking of a better future, Lin Zhixing was grinning foolishly when suddenly the system panel appeared in front of him, and the system prompt sound rang in his ear again. Host. Lin Zhixing, age. 21, music, rap. E0/2. Musical, rock. D, 4/5. Music, popular. C, May 10th. Folk music. B, 16/50. Dance category, modern dance. A, 9/100. Dance category, pair dance. A, 6/100. Square dance. S, max. This Lin Zhixing roughly glanced at the system panel, which included a lot of system capabilities such as music, dance, musical instruments, performances. The evaluation ranges from low to high in 6 levels. E, D, C, B, A, and S. At first glance, Lin Zhixing thought there was an error in the system. How could his singing ability be so poor? Later, he realized that it was due to using his predecessor's name. The tone cannot be changed, but dance is a memory engraved in the bones. After all, it is the ability to eat before, and this rating is acceptable. Probably due to the drag of this body, otherwise modern dance and duet would not be so low, and square dance's full rating is expected. When Lin Zhixing first started his business, the business of the dance training center was very poor, and he even went to the square to lay down land at night in order to recruit people. Thanks to their outstanding abilities, they attracted a group of older students and increased their visibility. Later, their business upgraded, not only teaching dance but also helping with choreography, which further fueled their business. The square dance movements choreographed start from Daxing and gradually cover the entire Yanjing. If anyone learns the dance movements of a new piece of music and returns home, it will be Aoli, the sage in front of the people, taking the throne. After the fame of square dance rose, the double dance at the training center also became popular. Many middle-aged and elderly men from the Mediterranean came to learn dance, and after learning it, they would have a big mom in the park, which is called happiness. Moreover, as a revered teacher among the elderly, the network of connections makes daily life extremely inconvenient. You don't have to worry about registering at the hospital or queuing up in popular places. How did I just travel? I really didn't want to travel. Bronze Beginner Gift Pack 2 is being distributed. Lin Zhixing, immersed in memories, was interrupted by the system prompt sound. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 rap proficiency point. Music category, rap. E1/2. Note. If the host wants to continue improving attributes, they need to make their partner receive positive feedback emotions, such as happiness, surprise, happiness, and emotion. On the contrary, causing a partner to receive negative feedback emotions such as sadness, anger, will randomly deduct attribute points. Does this system want to compensate Qingmei for not being able to tolerate the actions of its predecessor? Lin Zhixing understood the general idea, which roughly means that being good to a partner can improve one's abilities, and vice versa can be deducted. A pretty good girl. Being kind to others can also improve oneself. This upgrade method is acceptable. But this beginner gift package is too stingy. Just giving a little experience is not enough to even upgrade. Positive feedback emotions such as happiness and surprise are relatively easier. Delaying money, making time to help yourself, give yourself a gift and thank you. Lin Zhixing pondered what to give as a gift, reached into his pocket and took out his wallet. He opened it and glanced at it, instantly becoming a steel coin expression pack in his previous life's wallet. Why don't you even have a 50? I took out my phone again and glanced at it. After checking, I found that there were still over 100 yuan left on WeChat and my bank card combined. A monthly living allowance of 3,000, with phone screens all in tattered condition. Where did the money go? How could one be so poor? Shouldn't it be? I checked my WeChat account and it turned out that I had spent all of it on my ex-girlfriend. A red envelope of at least 200,521 yuan is a common transfer, and there are also thousands of transfers. Why transfer so much money? Lin Zhixing curiously looked for a contact person, who was easy to find, with a contact star and chat history at the top. I clicked on it and saw the latest news. Li Zhixing. Honey, did you eat zongzi on the Dragon Boat Festival? Lin Zhixing. No. Li Zhixing. God, don't even eat zongzi on the Dragon Boat Festival. Give me 2,000 red packets as a punishment, and I'll see if you dare next time. Lin Zhixing. Hee, I was wrong. Next time, I dare to be mischievous. Transfer 2,000 through WeChat. You're really damn it. Lin Zhixing didn't dare to continue flipping through the chat records, afraid of fainting out of anger. In 10 minutes Lin Zhixing turned off the calculator, entered a line of words, and sent it to his ex-girlfriend. Li Zhixing, I respect your choice and I promise to break up. I just calculated that after deducting the 399s you transferred to me during our relationship, I transferred a total of 21,042 red envelopes to you. I don't want the rest. Please return 21040 to me and I won't bother you anymore. Fortunately, I haven't added any voluntary gifts, and even after donating, I won't give you this kind of green tea. Ah baby, my hands are dirty. Can you take care of me a little bit? Li Zhixing, the co-pilot of the sports car, coquettishly pushed away her hand from her lap and took out her phone from her luxury bag, which rang out. Her face immediately darkened when she saw the WeChat message. After being stunned for a few seconds, the long manicure knocked on the phone screen with a loud bang. Li Zhixing. Oh, I can't believe you're this kind of man. If you want to count, how do I count my 3 years of youth? Youth. Do you have youth? Is a man's youth not considered youth? On the other side of the screen, Lin Zhixing's fist hardened and he immediately typed back. Lin Zhixing. Alright, could you give me a price? Is it based on 200 or 500? You. Unexpectedly, the man who had once been obedient to him changed his face, and the contrast made Li Zhixing's silver teeth clatter with anger. Baby, what's wrong? Who made you so angry? The driver turned his head to take a glance, then put his hand back on his white leg and patted it gently to comfort him. I'm so angry, how could there be such a down-looking man? My ex-boyfriend asked me to return the red envelope he gave me before. Li Zhixing shook her shoulders and her red lips trembled, revealing a protective gaze that aroused the man's desire. How much is it? The driver man smiled nonchalantly and asked. 52,000. Li Zhixing blinked her eyes back. The driver waved his hand and said generously, turn back and clear the relationship with him. I'll transfer you 60,000 later. Baby, you're so kind to me. Here's the money, don't bother me again in the future, okay? Transfer 21,000. After transferring the account, Li Zhixing gave a sweet smile, put down her phone, and responded with a kiss. She lightly patted the hand on her thigh that continued to explore, and found a piece of sanitary wipes from her bag. Are you okay? Looking for you again, I am that one. Lin Zhixing received payment in seconds. After taking a few screenshots, he clicked 3 dots in the upper right corner and deleted the contact person. 502 Girls Dormitory. My silly little sister, she has abandoned all her playmates from childhood to adulthood for the sake of her girlfriend. Do you still help this kind of person when she needs help? Zhao Shu fiddled with the white rice in the lunchbox, chattering incessantly, and did not understand the behavior of good sisters. Song Guk closed the lid of her lunchbox that she hadn't eaten a few bites, and with one hand holding her cheek, she looked thoughtfully out of the window. I've known him for so long, and he never begged me. So what? Zhao Shu rolled her eyes and was very angry when she thought of Lin Zhixing, who looked like a hooligan. She also put down her chopsticks and said, so you didn't even ask anything and just agreed. You agreed so decisively. Has he ever saved Blue Star? He didn't. Song Guk pursed her lips and shook her head, her gaze fixed on the plastic rogue rabbit bracelet on her wrist, which had already faded. Her eyes rippled, and she murmured softly, but he saved me when I was 9 years old. Her feelings for him are not strong possessiveness. To her, Lin Zhixing is more like a star. She doesn't need stars to remember her, just remember herself. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. Phoenix Bird and Beautiful Wood. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Phoenix Bird and Beautiful Wood. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Male dormitory room 416. Lin Zhixing sat in front of the computer, copying the song files and practicing the rap lyrics needed for the first episode. At this moment, he is very grateful that the song rewarded by the system is Above the Moon with a relatively low presence. Otherwise, at his current level of rap, he would sing, oh yeah, very poorly. How annoying. Lin Zhixing scratched his hair irritably. Oh yes, die, oh no, oh by God. You want to fuck off. Lin Zhixing picked up his slippers on the ground and flew towards his obscene roommate. Move, can't hit, he. Lu Junjie humbly closed the bedroom door, took a bottle of cola and placed it on Lin Zhixing's table. His mouth curved upwards and he said, what's wrong, third brother? I've seen so many European and American movies. I'm alone in the dormitory. Oh, what? How do you feel after listening? Don't forget to share the high-quality ones with me. It seems that the singing is really terrible. Lin Zhixing slapped himself on the forehead, feeling exhausted. Lu Junjie brought a chair over and sat down, hugging Lin Zhixing's shoulder. With a mischievous smile, he raised his eyebrows and gossiped, third, your green plum is really loyal to you. So I promised you so happily. How do I think her feelings for you are not just childhood sweethearts? Lin Zhixing stared at the computer screen absent-mindedly and said, what are you talking about? We are pure friends. Isn't it normal for us to have a long-standing friendship and help each other out? Okay. Lu Junjie lit a cigarette, took a strong sip, and as the smoke spewed out, the corner of his mouth slowly curled up and said, looking at you two today reminds me of my childhood sweetheart. When we were young, we lived in the same alley, and I don't even know when I fell in love with her. I only know that every day, in order to wait for her to go to school, I tie my shoelaces at her doorstep for half an hour. Before she comes back from the study room, I worry so much that I can't sleep. On her birthday, she gave me a pink shirt, and I'm so happy that I'm still in my suitcase. What happened later? Cough. Lin Zhixing also lit a cigarette and lost one, but choked several times due to his predecessor not smoking. Lu Junjie's upturned lips gradually flattened, and a hint of desolation appeared in his eyes. Later, when I found out that my good friend also liked her, I gave up confessing. Do you regret it? I can't say I regret it, my girlfriend is quite good now. Lu Junjie smiled and shook his head, patted Lin Zhixing's shoulder, and said seriously, as someone who has come over, I will give you some experience. Girls don't have a divine perspective, and your hidden love is invisible to her. Don't be arrogant or hesitant when you like someone. Bold preference is the catalyst for love. Ding. Got it, Junjie go. Lin Zhixing unplugged the USB drive that had just been transferred from his computer and stood up, saying, I'll go out. By the way, next time you bring me Coke, remember to bring me Coca-Cola. Pepsi thieves are terrible. Lu Junjie looked bewildered as he hurriedly left the dormitory and buttoned his ear. Isn't this forcing me to only drink Pepsi in cola? In a moment, why don't you smoke and take my cigarette away to dry my feathers? The evening playground has a gentle breeze. Dove. Lin Zhixing hurriedly arrived at the agreed location, holding a USB drive in his hand. Song Gu has arrived. She is wearing a pure white knee-length dress, with a simple and ultimate style, but it perfectly complements her figure. Her collarbone, slender waist, long legs, and all the necessary features are clearly visible. Soft black hair with a fried dough twists braid, broken hair scattered in the sideburns, sweet and charming. Sorry, copying things has been waiting for me for a long time, hasn't it? Lin Zhixing didn't mean to be late. In the afternoon, he had a meal and went to the mall. After returning to school, he recorded a song sample again and copied a USB drive, so he didn't have any free time. Not long ago, I just arrived too. You don't need to be in such a hurry. Song Gu pulled a curve at the corner of her mouth and shook her head. It's so abnormal. We often arrive late for meetings, why are we here so early today? Lin Zhixing handed over the USB drive in his hand and advised, take this USB drive. It's the song we're going to sing for the first time. I recorded my audition and I'll send you the lyrics on WeChat when you have time to practice. This song is quite suitable for you. Okay, I will work hard to practice. Song Gu carefully put away the USB drive. Evening breeze, sports, music, love. The university playground at night is the most youthful. After leaving the campus for many years, Lin Zhixing suddenly wanted to take a walk on the playground. He turned his head and smiled, saying, let's take a walk on the playground together. After dinner, we'll eat our meals. Okay. Song Gu nodded and followed in Lin Zhixing's footsteps. The distance between their shoulders was like that of a young boy or girl on their first date. Well, true couples are all sitting on the grass. Although walking side by side, Lin Zhixing always felt a gap between the two. According to her previous memory, although she has an introverted and unconfident personality, she still talks a lot when interacting with herself and shares some interesting daily stories, which is not the way she is now. However, it is understandable that our predecessors alienated our relationships like this, which has both advantages and disadvantages for us. The advantage is that there is more room to enhance the system's attributes. The days ahead are long, let's slowly get along again. Dove. Lin Zhixing couldn't help but whisper, I'm sorry about what happened before. What? Song Gu was stunned for a few seconds, then Xing blinked and asked. Nothing. Nothing. Lin Zhixing shook his head and stretched lazily. Apologizing for this matter, although I don't owe my predecessor, I owe the girl who helped me so much. I don't know if she heard me, but she felt a little relieved when she spoke up. By the way. Lin Zhixing changed the topic and said, there is another very important thing, which is to give our combination a name. Do you have a good idea? Song Gu pursed the corners of her mouth and looked embarrassed, I don't know how to give a name. Just choose a name you like, I can do it. After listening to her, Lin Zhixing remembered her expression on WeChat where even her nickname was a pigeon, so he didn't expect it anymore. Let me tell you a few, can you choose a nice one? Okay. In the afternoon, Lin Zhixing really thought a few things and said, what do you think of the name Dragon and Phoenix Legend? You need to give it a true evaluation, don't perfunctory. After a moment of silence, Song Gu looked up and whispered, is this name a bit out of sync with the times? It's just soil. Lin Zhixing scratched his head and asked, where is the myth of dragons and phoenixes? It feels similar to the previous one. What do you think of Luan Yao Jiemu? What does this name mean? Song Gu pondered for a moment, then asked in confusion. Cough. Lin Zhixing cleared his throat and explained in a somewhat pretentious tone, the Luan bird is a type of bird in mythology, with a clear and crisp voice like a copper bell. Its call can match the 5 tones, and it is a rare auspiciousness like a phoenix. Your name contains the character, pigeon, so I associate it with the Luan bird, which means both praising your good voice and seeking good luck. Jiamu, my name has the word Lin in it. There is a saying that goes, there is Jiamu in the north, and the Luan bird inhabits here. This is a name that I came up with inspired by our 2 names and came up with a more fitting one. The Luan bird is more fluent than Jiamu, so I came up with this name. Song Ji's eyes lit up for a moment, then smiled and nodded, I like this name. Okay, that's it then. Lin Zhixing immediately made the decision and walked for a while, chatting and asking, Dove, as graduation approaches, do you have any plans for the future? Or do you have any dreams? After a moment of silence, Song Gu replied, Grandma said she wants me to be a music teacher. I didn't ask for your milk. Lin Zhixing was not very satisfied with this answer. The work advice of the elderly can be ignored, and the officials of our court can still be beheaded by the sword of the previous court. Listening to them depends on whether their thoughts keep up with the times. What do you think? Song Gu lowered her head and muttered softly, I can do anything, I don't have any dreams. Lin Zhixing furrowed his brow and blurted out, what's the difference between being a person without a dream and being a salted fish? Song Gu nodded without refuting. Lack of confidence filled the entire face. Lin Zhixing spread his hands and couldn't help roast. Dove, can you be more confident? You are beautiful. Why do you always bow your head? You are afraid of people. You can't bear to bend your back like this. Song Gu nodded and obediently straightened her waist, but still did not refute. Lin Zhixing felt numb and pursed his lips, saying, why don't you go to the gas station part-time? The job at the gas station is more suitable for you. Ah, why? Song Gexing blinked and asked very seriously. Lin Zhixing gave a thumbs up and smirked, because you receive encouragement from strangers every day, come on. It's like this. Song Gu reacted and chuckled. Lin Zhixing patted his forehead and was very speechless. You're still laughing. If you don't argue, won't you be angry? Song Gu slowly lowered her head and said, but you're all right. All right, don't listen to you being such a cheap music teacher. You have to be bullied to death in such a workplace. Lin Zhixing sighed helplessly, then patted his chest and said, well, if we become popular after participating in this competition, you can hang out with me in the future, and I can still cover you up. As someone with a grand blueprint in their heart, Lin Zhixing is certainly not satisfied with only participating in a talent show. The practice of drawing pancakes and brainwashing should gradually penetrate, to the point where they believe that nothing can be done without themselves, and that is considered success. Song Gu looked at his confident and energetic appearance, and the corner of her mouth curved upwards. Okay, then I'll consider it then, she said. Lin Zhixing suddenly remembered something, stopped and turned around, saying, give me your hand, anyone. Ah. Song Gu was stunned for a moment, although she didn't know what he was going to do, she still reached out to him. Lin Zhixing naturally grabbed her delicate and tender fingers with one hand, while gently caressing the back of her hand with the other. My hands are a bit icy. Great, those who have a warm heart will feel cold in their hands. Why? A blush brushed against Song Ji's cheek. What are you avoiding? You don't understand me yet, be honest. Lin Zhixing gave her a glance and slowly released his hand. Then he took out a bottle of hand cream from his pocket, unscrewed the bottle cap, and evenly applied a little bit onto the back of her hand. Don't do too hard work as a part-time job, even the hands are rough. When shaking hands in the afternoon, Lin Zhixing felt that she worked too hard part-time, so she went to the cosmetics counter in the mall to buy a better bottle of hand cream. Smell it and see if you like the taste. Song Gu stared blankly at Lin Zhixing, completely stunned. After saying it twice, she withdrew her hand and sniffed it close to her nose. Her lips trembled imperceptibly. It smells so good, I really like this taste. Lin Zhixing grabbed her wrist and patted the hand cream in her hand. Thank you, Zhixing. Song Gu lowered her head and looked at the hand cream in her hand, tears gradually filling her crimson eyes. Congratulations to the host, we have detected that our partner has received surprise and touching emotions, and we reward them with a proficiency level of 6 points in rap. Current. Rap D, 4 out of 5. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. The Birth of Combination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. The Birth of Combination on the eve of recording. 502 Girls' Dormitory. I am looking up at the moon, how many dreams are flying freely. Forgotten yesterday, air-dried sadness, I want to reunite with you on that vast road. The dormitory door was pushed open, and Zhao Shu, who had returned from her part-time job, walked in with a thud on her shoulder. She glanced at Song Gu, who was singing with lyrics in her hand, and raised her lips, asking, why is Song beautiful woman so interested in singing loudly in the dormitory today? Before, I begged you to sing in the dormitory, but you didn't even sing. The roommate with the facial mask shook his head and said in disbelief, I've been singing all day, Lao Zhao. I've known her for almost 4 years. Today, she asked me to bring her food for the first time. Zhao Shu understood instantly after listening and rolled her eyes, saying, big idiot, this song is the one you and he participated in the program with. Song Gu nodded awkwardly. Zhao Shu reminisced about the rhythm from earlier, took off her clothes, and curiously asked, what is this song called? Who sang it? It sounds both tacky and beautiful to me. I'll listen to the next one later. That sounds great. This song was written by Zhixing, not available online, said Song Gu with a smug smile on her face. Zhao Shu threw the supermarket promotional clothing she had taken off onto the bed and made a funny face, saying, who knows? If he had written this song, I would have run naked 3 times downstairs in the men's dormitory. Song Gu. On the day of recording. At 7:30 p.m. Jincheng Radio and Television Building, Recording Hall 4, The Birth of Combination. All the participating groups from all over the country are waiting in the lounge at this moment. Their task today is very simple. To perform on stage, and based on their performance results, they will be ranked and divided into classes. One of the highlights of this music talent show is the placement of contestant seats next to the stage. The seating of the contestants is very special, with a total of 6 rows of seats from bottom to top, divided into 6 levels. The first level is the highest, which is the first class, and can sit in 3 groups. The second class has 6 groups, and the third class has 9 groups. This latter increases the number of seats, and the worst performing 6 classes will face the risk of being eliminated at any time. This rule is somewhat similar to the program rules of the Bangziguo girl group's version of Langjia, but they rank their seats based on album sales after their debut, and this level difference rule does make the program very attractive. The talent show, The Birth of the Combination, has a very strong funding, with Penguin Video and Penguin Live being the largest funding. In order to make a name for themselves, they invited Ji Lei, who is known as the godfather of talent shows in the entertainment industry, claiming to create the hottest and most realistic talent show of the year. In recent years, the taste of talent shows and variety shows has changed, and the audience has been decreasing. Changing the soup without changing the dressing, audience aesthetic fatigue is one aspect. Compared to the earliest talent shows, current talent shows lack authenticity and are all about post-production sound editing in war spirit. In order to ensure the authenticity of the program, the production team has created a new form of live broadcasting, which has attracted the public's attention and made the program popular before it was aired. Although the form of live streaming may have gimmicks, the downside is the fear of errors, more precisely, the fear of staff errors. It doesn't matter whether the contestants make mistakes or not, as the director may not. Sometimes, a breakdown can bring more program effects and ratings. The popularity of the program is very high, and countless people have signed up to participate. In the end, the program team selected 63 groups, and according to the rules, only 4 spots can make it to the end. It can be said that the competition is very fierce. There are still 20 minutes until the start of the program. In the restroom, most of the contestants are practicing their voices, in order to give the audience a sense of effort and seriousness in front of the camera. A hard-working character is set up. The camera is something that needs to be fought for by oneself, such as a fresh meat group trained by the company, which will already have confidence in playing song relay in front of the camera. The silly and crazy little expression that couldn't pick up the song, and the brilliant smile after successfully picking up the song, all of them are acting experts. Dove, are you nervous? Lin Zhixing twisted open a bottle of mineral water and handed it to Song-gu, who had been practicing in the blind corner of the camera. Song-gu took a sip of water and glanced around, saying, "It's okay, but there's always a camera, I'm not used to it." The camera that others crave is not uncommon, tisk tsk. Lin Zhixing shook his head with a smile and said with relief, "Just play normally, absolutely no problem." Song-gu stared at the nameplate of Luan Yao Jia Mu on his jacket and suddenly remembered, "By the way, Zhixing, where will we sit during the seat selection process later?" After all contestants enter the venue and before singing, the 6 rows of seats are casually occupied, and those who have confidence in their abilities can sit forward. The advantage of sitting in front is that you will fill the camera, but if you finish singing a song and are forced to move to the back seat based on ratings, it will be a joke for the whole audience. Where do you want to sit? Although Lin Zhixing has already figured out where to sit, she wants to hear her thoughts. After thinking for a while, Song-gu discussed and asked, "How about sitting in the 6th row? There is room for improvement. Be more confident." Lin Zhixing patted her shoulder and encouraged, "There will always be someone who takes first place, so why can't it be us? Of course, we came to compete for first place. Let's sit in the 1st row." Sitting in the 1st row was a plan made by Lin Zhixing long after learning the rules. What he wanted was enough camera footage, even if it became a joke for the whole audience, to make them remember that even if you succeed, especially if you sing a distinctive song like "Above the Moon." Song-gu. Before Song-gu could nod, a male contestant in a suit, leather shoes, and a shiny back walked over with a smile as he separated from the crowd. "I thought I was mistaken, it's really you." "Hi, Lu Hao." Song-gu raised her hand and greeted, her smile slightly stiff. The contestant named Lu Hao helped his glasses and curiously asked, "Last time I asked you to come and try it out, you said you didn't have time, why?" Before he finished speaking, he noticed the existence of Lin Zhixing beside Song-gu, looked at the identical nameplate, and understood everything. "Oh, it turns out we just don't have time, Song-gu lowered her head in embarrassment, unsure of how to explain. "Let's cheer together, I'll go back and prepare first." Lu Hao squeezed out a smile that was even uglier than crying, didn't talk much, and left a lonely figure behind. "Dove, who is this man?" Lin Zhixing listened in a mist, not understanding why the man looked at him so strangely, as if stealing his wife. He didn't even know this man in his memory. Song-gu covered her flushed face and lowered her head to explain, "I met someone who participated in a singing competition before. He invited me to participate in this program, but I refused." "Well, it's really awkward." Lin Zhixing looked at Lu Hao, who had squeezed into the crowd again, and curiously asked, "Who ranked high between you and him in that competition?" Song-gu replied, "I am a gold medal, he is a silver medal." Ouch. Lin Zhixing raised his eyebrows and joked, "So, we're second to last in terms of safety." Song-gu didn't smile, pursed the corners of her mouth, and said seriously, I won by a narrow margin. Don't be careless, he's very impressive. You're joking, don't worry. Although there are golden fingers around, Lin Zhixing dare not slack off at all. This program is currently a very important springboard for the future. Fire up the young model of the club, no fire down to work in the sea. Okay, everyone, prepare to queue up and enter. After entering, sit directly in the seat you want to sit in. Don't hesitate and affect the shooting progress. The live shooting is about to begin, and the staff have started organizing the contestants to enter, causing the restroom to become chaotic. Brother, you're just a composer, aren't you? In the long queue, a male contestant wearing a floral shirt with an inch cut caught the attention of other contestants around him. Well, it's me. The inch-headed man nodded. Nice to meet you, I really like the song you made. It's so exciting to listen to. Thank you, it's not that good, please give me a thumbs up. The inch-headed man smiled and waved his hand. I'm sure there will be a new song for this competition, right? It's written. Who is that person? People around him who don't know him ask. After seeing it, his companion frowned and explained to him, Long Huohua, a quite impressive new composer with a powerful music background. Do you know who his aunt is? Who is it? Xiao Xinyang. I'm a good girl. Xiao Xinyang, who often writes songs for the Queen of Heaven. So, he probably came to the contest with Rocket's lyrics and songs. What are you saying? Sigh, the contestants who are coming to compete are too strong. How about we not sit in the 4th row and sit conservatively in the 5th row? Okay, the 6th row is also fine, the 6th row is smooth. This attention-grabbing hunchback man is called Zhang Long, and the music platform vest is called Long Huohua. He is Li Zhenzhen's current boyfriend. Zhenzhen. With a hint of pride at the corner of Zhang Long's mouth, he lowered his voice and boasted to his girlfriend beside him, I didn't expect so many people to know me, which made me feel very embarrassed. No response received. He noticed that Li Zhenzhen was gritting her teeth and staring at the back of the team, muttering softly, what a narrow path for enemies. Who is it? Zhang Long pulled off his sunglasses and looked in the direction that Li Zhenzhen was looking at. A few seconds later, he opened his eyes wide and turned his head to ask, Lin Zhixing is your ex-boyfriend? Li Zhenzhen nodded in surprise and said, do you know him? Zhang Long tugged at the corner of his mouth and said with a smile in his eyes, they are all from the composition department. Although they are not from the same class, I have attended a big class with him. He has become famous, and the professor who teaches audiovisual and ear training has even given him a nickname. What nickname? Li Zhenzhen curiously said. Def 5. Zhang Long suppressed a smile and returned. Puff. Li Zhenzhen couldn't help but laugh as the old professor trembled with anger. He is nothing but handsome, I can't believe you wanted to partner with him before. Zhang Long shook his head in confusion and then asked curiously, what level of singing is he? Sigh. Li Zhenzhen sighed and said, after all, we've been talking for 3 years. Before we met you, I was planning to help him as we approached graduation. I didn't expect him to do so. I was really blind back then. He sings quite mediocre, I don't know what connection he made. You see, he will definitely be the one who was eliminated the earliest. Lin Zhixing, who was waiting in line to enter, sneezed twice in a row, feeling like someone was scolding him from behind, and accidentally looked up. I collision oh, my ex-girlfriend. End of this chapter. How did he dare in chapter 5? You are listening at novelfull.audio. How did he dare in chapter 5? At exactly 8 o'clock in the evening. With a gesture from the on-site director, the live shooting officially began. Welcome to the large-scale talent show, The Birth of a Group, sponsored by Penguin Live. I am the host for tonight. After a passionate introduction by the host, the stage lights dimmed and then the spotlight lit up. Amidst the screams of the audience, the mentors appeared. The first mentor to appear was Guo, the captain of the currently hottest boy group Super July M. As a trainee who debuted as a super popular singing and dancing idol, his appearance alone ignited the scene, and the barrage in the live broadcast room instantly filled the screen. My family's Jia is the most handsome. This silver hair pokes me too hard, licking my screen. Emma, my brother's big long legs are even longer than my life. Jia is definitely responsible for the appearance of this program, there won't be anyone more handsome than him. The second male mentor to appear is Wang Song, who has released several lukewarm albums in his 5 years of debut. This year, he opened a music company and plans to transform behind the scenes. What truly makes the public familiar with him is not his music, but his identity as a super wealthy second generation. If the music industry cannot survive, it will have to inherit billions of assets. The main reason why the program team invited him is because they fell in love with his sharp tongues. Whenever there are people or things he can't stand on Weibo, he will directly confront them without mercy. This straightforward personality will add a lot of attention to the program. He wore a shirt and sunglasses today, with a focus on being carefree and unrestrained. After appearing on stage, his popularity on site and in the live broadcast room was no less than that of Guo. Song husband, how handsome you are. I love you so much. If I don't give up, I am willing to worship as my adoptive father. The third and fourth contestants are both female mentors, one is the currently popular band lead singer Shen Fei, and the other is one of the top duo members in the music industry, Zhao Weiwei. The program team invited them not only for the sake of popularity, but also for the sake of understanding the combination. A cold and aloof elder sister, a sweet princess, and two charming women with vastly different styles entered the venue hand in hand, causing the scene to explode. Fei Jia is so cool, so lovely. I said my blood sugar suddenly went up, so I saw Vivi. The two beautiful women share the same dream frame, and I will never miss a single episode of this program. Amidst the screams of the live audience, the last heavyweight mentor appeared, Dong Dehua, a superstar in the Chinese music industry. Before the start of the program, the last mentor was still Smoke Bomb, and the audience did not expect the superstar to participate, which undoubtedly gilded the show. As a fan spanning 3 generations, Dong Dehua, although nearly 50 years old, still exploded the scene with his super strong aura and youthful appearance, and the screams were deafening. The 4 mentors who had just stepped onto the stage all stood up from their seats to welcome them, their eyes showing the eyes of their fans. Hua Gu, I grew up listening to your songs since I was young. Hua Gu, you are still so young. The scene of you riding a motorcycle and nosebleeds back then really captivated me. After Dong Dehua sat in the C mentor seat and gave a brief speech with the other 4 mentors, the stage recording officially began. Accompanied by an exhilarating background music, the backstage contestants appeared one after another, briefly waving to the audience in the center of the stage, and then arrived at the seat in the photo and sat down. Due to the lack of restrictions on combinations, there are both heterosexual, same-sex, and even group combinations, and the uneven number of people sitting on stage does not provide a good visual experience. In the blink of an eye, most of the contestants had already taken the stage, and Lin Zhixing and Song Gu had also lined up behind the curtain from the end of the team. Looking around, they could see the entire stage. Don't look at the pigeon, you can even recite it backwards. Lin Zhixing took away the crumpled handwritten lyrics from Song Ji's hand and said, "You have participated in many competitions, big and small, and you don't lack stage experience. Why are you so nervous?" Song Gu blew the sweat off her hands and shook her head, "No, it's different, this is for you. TSK, I can't tell, you're quite good at flattering." Lin Zhixing was giggling and accidentally glanced at the stage. "Oh my, I'm going." He clearly saw that the first row seats were empty with no combination options, and there were very few combinations that chose the second row, mostly sitting in clusters in the third and fourth rows. "Wow, Are you all so humble? Judge's seat. Too cowardly, too cowardly. Are they all here to compete for second place? Mentor Wang Song placed his sunglasses on the table and looked at the contestants who had already entered, feeling very dissatisfied in his heart. Mentor Zhao Weiwei also hugged her shoulder and agreed, it's just that she doesn't have any confidence at all. Which combination dares to sit in the first row? I'll give it a high score at my discretion. Backstage projection room. Director Ji Lei looked at the empty first row, his brows furrowing tighter and tighter. Suddenly, he picked up the walkie-talkie and said, the first group to sit in the first row will have enough shots. Received. The photographer replied and put down the walkie-talkie, his gaze drifting towards the entrance. After the previous group sat down, the big screen in the center of the stage flashed, and information about the upcoming group appeared on the screen. Number 58, One Bird and Beautiful Wood, Declaration of Participation. Strength is not innate, it can grow. At the same time, Lin Zhixing and Song Gu waved their hands and walked out from behind the scenes, both wearing leather jackets and jeans. The combination of handsome men and beautiful women was very eye-catching, giving people a dazzling feeling as soon as they appeared. Wow, this girl is so beautiful, she has a campus first love face. Boys are just handsome, okay. It feels like they can compete with Jiahe in terms of appearance, but the clothing is not very good, and the jacket still has sequins on it. It looks so tacky. Is he a rapper? Looking at the two people who were about to enter the contestant's seat, the audience became curious. Where will they sit? Due to the first row of seats being slightly lower than the stage, Lin Zhixing and Song Gu had to take a step down from the second row of seats, so they arrived at the second row aisle first. Did you choose the second row again? The audience was slightly disappointed as they wished to see the first row seats explode. A non-competitive competition was too boring. When Lin Zhixing and Song Gu left first, they accidentally glanced at the second row and saw their ex-girlfriend Li Zhixing and her new love, both of whom were also looking at themselves. Eye collision. Although Li Zhixing didn't say anything, her disdainful and disgusted gaze seemed to be saying, "What level are you sitting in the same row with me?" Lin Zhixing pursed his lips. "I misunderstood. I didn't want to sit in the same row as you. I came to take the first place." With the fit of the buttocks and seats, surpassing all seats, the C position finally welcomed the first group of self-proclaimed strongest contestants. Quick, give them a long shot. Director Ji Lei's furrowed brows finally relaxed, urging him with a radio. Zhang Long looked sideways at the console that had not been turned for a long time, feeling very complicated. Originally, this opportunity to show his face should have been his own, but it was his girlfriend who said to be low-key that he chose the second row. Did he deliberately choose the first row because he was angry with you and saw you sitting in the second row? Zhang Long looked at Lin Zhixing in the front row, who was proud of himself, pursed his lips and turned his head to ask. "I don't understand, how did he dare?" Li Zhixing's eyes lit up with fire. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Negative Emotions. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Negative Emotions. Do you know your ex-boyfriend's partner? Is it possible that his partner is very impressive, which is why he gave him the confidence to sit in the first row? I know her, and she's also from our school. They were childhood sweethearts. I haven't heard her sing before, so I don't know how she sings. Okay, I'll get to know later. Li Zhixing and Zhang Long sitting in the second row whispered and analyzed. As a group of players appeared, the remaining seats on the field became fewer and fewer. Except for Lin Zhixing and Song Gu, there is still no one to choose the first row of C. In the blink of an eye, the last group of contestants appeared, and their information appeared on the stage screen. Number 63, Sunshine Youth Team, Declaration of Participation. Illuminate you and warm you like sunshine. Before the person came out, the mere appearance of information drove the female audience on site crazy. 8 young men dressed in handsome suits waved their hands and made their debut. Although they were a group, their styles were different, including a little wolf dog, a little milk dog, a cool handsome guy, and a sunny boy. Their movements were neat and uniform, with each one winking and kissing, making the scene scream incessantly. Wow, babies, sister, I love you so much. Husbands, look over here. They had a fan base on Weibo before coming to the competition, and the management company behind them was a very powerful, Hysan Records. The management company spent a lot of money on training and promoting them, and they are very confident in making them famous in this program. In the era of beauty, there is always one that moves you out of 8 people. It has to be said that the 8-person group is a bit rogue. They will attract a large number of female groups, and the proportion of female groups watching variety shows is quite high. The middle-aged and elderly population, who cannot access the internet and watch TV for entertainment, can compete with the female population. Oh my, this is a difficult bone to gnaw on. Lin Zhixing held his shoulders and looked at these 8 teenagers, feeling a premonition that they would be a very big stumbling block on the road to winning the championship. Not only did he feel that way, but other contestants also felt a sense of tightness as they watched the popularity. Amidst the applause, 8 teenagers stood in a row and walked towards the contestant's seat. As they approached, the blonde captain who was walking in front suddenly raised his fist high, and then the team stood still. What are they doing? Why didn't they suddenly leave? Just as everyone was puzzled, the blonde captain raised the index finger of the hand. 1. Their goal is first. Wow, you guys are great. I believe you can do it. Amidst enthusiastic applause from the audience, 8 teenagers orderly sat in the first row of seats, becoming the second group to self-evaluate the strongest tonight. Grass, you really can add some drama to yourself. I thought they had won the championship with this posture, but before they could sing, they were just gimmicky. Just one appearance has caused dissatisfaction among many contestants on stage. The camera cuts back from the contestant's seat to the main stage. The host under the spotlight announced, "Okay, all the contestants have been seated. The next assessment will officially begin. The first group of contestants on stage are." Please look at the big screen. All the names of the groups scroll on the stage screen, and after the 10-second countdown ends, the screen freezes. Now, let's invite the first group, Talented and Beautiful, to appear. With the host's loud announcement, the first group of assessed groups stood up and left the audience, walking straight towards the stage. Okay, come on. Applause rang out from the audience. A talented man and a beautiful woman. Does Kangkang's combination deserve this name? Lin Zhixing looked curiously sideways at the stage, glanced a few times, then turned around to look behind him. It turned out that Lang Kai En Yume was the name of his ex-girlfriend and her new lover. It seems that this music major has compared himself to a talented person, and his ex-girlfriend is also very confident in his appearance. Lin Zhixing's evaluation is: Bah, I have never seen such a shameless person before. The stage lights dimmed, and at the same time, a piece of lyrical music sounded. They gazed at each other with love, spoke slowly, and sang a recently popular love song between men and women. After the performance, mentor Zhao Weiwei gave a review first. The voice condition is good, the singing skills are very proficient, and the emotions are also very immersive, allowing people in love to listen and immerse themselves. The cooperation between the two is also great, good. I give you a second. Class evaluation of this song. Mentor Shenfei also agreed, I agree with Mentor Vivi's viewpoint, and I also give you a second. Class evaluation. In the end, the rating for a talented woman is second class, and she continues to have the right to sit in the second row of seats. Sitting in the second row and staying in the second row is a good estimate. I haven't brought out the bulk yet. As expected, the first game was to preserve our strength and test our skills. Other contestants have been discussing the performance of talented women, but Lin Zhixing believes that they do not pose a threat to him and still have great confidence in him. The information of the contestants continued to roll on the stage screen, and groups came on stage one after another. As time passed, the faces of the contestants in the competition gradually darkened. They thought the level of talent and beauty had begun, but unexpectedly it reached its peak. The 5 groups that came on stage later all retreated by 1 to 2 rows, and one of the girls was scolded and cried by Professor Wang Tsong, causing the atmosphere to gradually become tense. Lin Zhixing carefully watched several sets of performances and planned to talk to Song Gu about analysis. When he turned around, he found her staring at the stage screen in a daze. "What are you thinking? Why don't you look at your opponents on stage?" "I have heard." Song Gu replied absent-mindedly, and after a few seconds, she suddenly looked up and whispered, "Zhixing, have you guys broken up?" The eyes collided, and Lin Zhixing remained silent for a moment before nodding. We broke up. In fact, I didn't want to talk about my girlfriend with her in advance. It's like treating her as a spare tire, and anyone would feel uncomfortable listening to it. But since she asked, she shouldn't lie." "Oh." Song Gu slowly lowered her head, as if she had understood something. No wonder Zhixing seems to have suddenly changed a person. Recently, he has been outgoing and strong, just pretending. After 3 years of dating, his heart must be very painful. Ding, detected host causing partner to experience negative emotions of worry, resulting in a 2-point decrease in rap proficiency. Current. Rap D, 2 out of 5. The system prompt echoed in his ear, and Lin Zhixing confirmed that he had not heard it wrong. Ah! How did the system suddenly reduce attribute points? After telling her the truth, she felt very uncomfortable, so she developed negative emotions. Not right. The negative emotion indicated by the system is worry, not sadness. Is she worried about me now? Why? Lin Zhixing felt that her brain had crashed, but she didn't have time to think about it. She needed to quickly get rid of this negative emotion. God knows if it will continue to be deducted. If it is deducted and demoted, it will be ruined. Dove, you don't have to worry about me. I don't want to continue dating her anymore. Breaking up is a relief for me. I can eat 3 bowls of rice and sleep for 10 hours now. Lin Zhixing was so anxious and excited that he didn't even know what he was talking about. Song Gu stared blankly at his incoherent expression, his knuckles gradually turning white as he tugged at his clothes. Indeed, I have been greatly stimulated. Oh my God, what should I do? Ding, detected host causing partner to experience negative emotions of worry, reducing rap proficiency by 3 points. Current. Rap E1-10. The system prompt sounded again, and Lin Zhixing widened his eyes, completely bewildered. The level has been downgraded. Oh my God, what should I do? End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Moods are like a roller coaster. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Moods are like a roller coaster. Ding, the system task is simple and above the moon is popular among over 1,000 people. Completing the task rewards 1 random Earth song. The system prompt sounded in Lin Zhixing's ear again, and at this moment, he lost his previous composure and was completely panicked. It is not difficult to have a live audience and live and recorded broadcasts, with a popular audience of over 1,000 people. However, a sudden incident just occurred, and the rap skill was downgraded. Lu Junjie, a former roommate, roasted about himself, saying that, oh yeah, was the same picture as the European and American blockbusters. What should we do now? How to quickly elevate attributes again? Thank you for the wonderful performance of the handsome and persevering group. Which group will be the next? Come on, everyone, please take a look at the big screen. Shouldn't it be that big, the 2 of us who will come on stage later, right? Lin Zhixing took a deep breath to calm his emotions, and his neck stiffened as he looked towards the stage screen. 3 2 1 The countdown ends and the screen freezes. Number 58, Wan Yao Jia Mu, oh my god. Lin Zhixing couldn't believe his eyes, he was really afraid of everything. At a loss, Song Gu beside her had already stood up. Let's go, know what to do. Oh, good. Time is running out, there's nothing we can do. Let's grit our heads and come. Lin Zhixing, who slowly accepted reality, took a deep breath, adjusted slightly, and stood up. Eyes intertwined. He felt that Song Gu was a bit different at this moment. He didn't have the confidence to bend down and collapse his back in the lounge. This would make his back stand straight and loose, like a white dove spreading its wings and ready to fly, giving people a feeling of confidence and strength. The most unique thing is the gaze. Previously, when facing the camera and strangers, the gaze was timid and seemed weak and easy to bully. But now, in the black eyes that stared at me, it seemed like two hot flames were burning. Song Gu stared at Lin Zhixing with an ugly face and secretly swore in her heart. Zhixing, I will definitely take you out of the haze of heartbreak. Ding, detected that the host has given the partner a positive boost mood, increasing their rap proficiency by 5 points. Current. Rap D, 4 out of 5, dot. Lin Zhixing said, what? Is there a mistake? Is this okay? Above the Moon, lyrics. Lin Zhixing, composed by Lin Zhixing, singing. Wan Yao Jia Mu, next, please listen to the original song, Above the Moon, brought to you by the Wan Yao Jia Mu group. Behind the scenes of the host's passionate report, Lin Zhixing and Song Gu caught the attention of the whole audience. Oh, Above the Moon. That name is quite unique. The first combination to choose the first row of seats is interesting. Tonight's first original song, so excited. The live broadcast room and live audience were discussing, and the contestants in the contestant's seat also looked carefully, wanting to see how many brushes they had with such confidence. Junjun, I can't believe that Wu Gu still has his own works. Zhang Long glanced at the lyrics and composition section on the screen, withdrew his gaze, and covered his mouth with a suppressed smile. Li Junjun didn't smile. She kept staring at Lin Zhixing on stage, trying to see through him, but increasingly felt that she couldn't see through him. Are you planning to burn your bridges by using original content for the first stage performance? Is there more than just one original song? Judge's seat. Several mentors looked at the program list in their hands and also became interested in this original song. According to the contestant information, Lin Zhixing is an unmarried college student. If the quality of the song is very high, it is very impressive. No wonder you have confidence sitting in the first row, it turns out to be a creative combination. Mentor Zhao Weiwei looked at the first class scorecard in her hand and thought to herself, add points as you please. If you perform well, you will receive the first class tonight. On the shining stage. Lin Zhixing and Song Gu stood in the center of the stage, holding microphones in their hands, with a burning spirit. The two exchanged glances, both ready, and nodded. After receiving the signal from the contestant, the music accompaniment began to sound. The unrestrained melody flows out, with a majestic atmosphere of vast earth and vast sky. Just this prelude gives people a bright feeling. Zhang Long, in the second row of the contestant's seat, listened as his smile gradually faded and hooked off his sunglasses with his finger. The atmosphere created by the prelude was rendered, and the audience at the scene fell silent, waiting quietly for the two people on stage to speak. As the song was about to enter the main section, Song Gu slowly raised the microphone. I am looking up at the moon, how many dreams are flying freely. Forgotten yesterday, air-dried sadness, I want to reunite with you on that vast road. The sound is loud and infectious, although not as rough as the grassland like Linghua, it has its own characteristics, loud and pleasant to the ear. Lin Zhixing was stunned for a moment, and peeped at Song Gu beside him. He was confident and dazzling, much better than when rehearsing. There was no nervousness and fear, and he was a stage veteran. Damn it, pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger, right? In a daze, he thought of Song Go from junior high school. After the exam, he felt aggrieved and said that he didn't do well. He comforted her all day, and the result was that she ranked first in her class. This kind of person is really damn. On the other hand, when looking at myself in the lounge, I was called relaxed and fearless, and the word nervous was not in the dictionary. As a result, my hand gripping the microphone was trembling a bit. Dancing on stage is commonplace, and singing on stage is like a big girl getting into a sedan chair once. Unable to continue standing foolishly, Lin Zhixing slowly moved his limbs to the rhythm of the music. Only by dancing can he feel relaxed. After moving, the tension did indeed dissipate a bit. As a song that has been widely sung in previous lives, On the Moon is a song that Phoenix legend has gained popularity, becoming popular throughout the country and reaching a wider audience than Jay Chou's songs. Middle-aged and elderly people love it very much, while young people may dislike dirt on their lips, but they can blurt out a song that truly engraves DNA. The on-site camera scanned 5 mentors and captured their reactions. Wang Tsong, who had been speechless by the previous contestants, leaned on the chair with his shoulders in his arms and closed his eyes to rest. His ears moved and he slowly opened his eyes. Feifei, what do you think? Zhao Weiwei has already started to twist to the rhythm of the music. Shen Fei definitely nodded and said, I think my dad will like this song. Hu Jiahe didn't seem to be interested in this song, and after listening for a while, he fiddled with the microphone on the table. This girl has a really good voice condition. The heavenly King Dong Dehua nodded and beat the rhythm while listening, picked up the program list and glanced at the group name. The shot of the heavenly king nodding his head will stay for a few more seconds. Director Ji Lei saw that the heavenly kings all nodded in sync with the rhythm, undoubtedly the greatest affirmation of this song. Junjun, this girl is quite impressive. Zhang Long withdrew his gaze and muttered to his girlfriend, feeling a bit surprised by Lin Zhixing's level of creativity. This is not a stage for one person. Li Zhenjun replied with a slight displeasure, her gaze fixed on Lin Zhixing, waiting for him to start singing. The contestants in the contestant's seat and the audience in the audience's seat were the same. Life has been dragged by the ebb and flow of tides. The distance with you is heaven. After the graceful high notes of Song Gu, Lin Zhixing finally raised the microphone. Are the big ones coming? The photographer had been secretly observing Lin Zhixing's reaction and noticed that he was holding back his big moves. When he raised the microphone, he immediately cut the camera and gave a big close-up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. After Lin Zhixing passionately and earnestly performed, the microphone he raised was put down again. The photographer rubbed his eyes and looked bewildered. Is that all for now? End of this chapter. Chapter 8. He is a bastard. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. He is a bastard. Why is this guy so short? The on-site audience, contestants, judges, and staff were all a bit unresponsive, feeling uneasy. Shouldn't that be all you sing? I don't think so. The song hasn't ended yet, so I'm not sure if I'll listen to it again. Because there are a lot of groups to go on stage, there is not much time for each group to complete the presentation, and the debut songs are all limited to 2 minutes. Lin Zhixing therefore reduced the rap part of the male part and only retained the most essence. Oh yeah. Lin Zhixing's 2 oh yeah sounds are perfectly executed, and the sound is quite charming, adding icing on the cake and elevating the song. Unfortunately, it's too short. There's a feeling in the novel that it's broken at a critical moment, with ants crawling around. The interlude of the song unfolds, perfectly blending folk elements with electronic music, highlighting the vast and boundless grasslands, and the strong natural charm is overwhelming. After only listening to half of the song, many viewers fell in love with it, and bullet comments filled the screen in the live broadcast room. Listening to this song, I was filled with a passion to do something. So, I flipped over in bed and realized that the charging cable was too short, so I flipped it back over. I want to do a street dance while listening to this song. Here's a segment for everyone. I'm so tired, could you please give me a good review? Upstairs, sketching is prohibited in the comments section. The interlude ends and reaches the latter half of the song. Who is calling for deep and meaningful emotions? Let my longing drift like white clouds, herding horses in the east and herding sheep in the west. Hot and spicy love songs were sung until dawn. Song Ge's performance remained stable, and her highly penetrating voice has conquered the audience. Some may question her singing skills, but no one will question her singing ability. Dove, it's truly you who gave me a long face. Lin Zhixing shook the microphone and called to liven up the atmosphere. I really appreciate her now. Finding her to bind the system back then was the most correct thing to do. Looking at this posture, with her presence and the system in place, I can completely lie flat. Teaching dance and entrepreneurship in my past life was too tiring, but in this life, it would be great to lie down and earn a lot of money. Maintaining a long-term relationship is also simple. You can have a child with her, live a beautiful life where she cultivates the land, weaves fabrics, and carries water to water the garden. It's beautiful to think about these days. You sing so beautifully. Lu Hao looked at Song Go on stage, his eyes filled with admiration. He caught a glimpse of Lin Zhixing, who had little presence, and immediately felt disgusted. The curved corners of his mouth gradually flattened. Who are you next to after the vicissitudes of life? Let the night shine with gentle eyes. After a graceful and melodious long note, Song Go put down the raised microphone and turned to face Lin Zhixing. After receiving the signal, Lin Zhixing also turned around and the two of them stared at each other, raising the microphone together. Has it reached the choir stage yet? It must be the choir stage. The anticipation at the scene was full, and the gaze was focused on the two people. The photographer took a very serious close-up. Under the gaze of the whole audience, the two of them opened their mouths and sang together. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, except for the long ending of the final oh yeah, the harmony is more beautiful and there is no difference from before. The music slowly stopped, and Lin Zhixing and Song Go put down their microphones and bowed deeply to the audience. No response. Everyone stared blankly, as if the scene was still. On the contrary, the live broadcast room exploded, with barrage like a flood of dazzling comments. Is that all for singing? Is the final oh yeah sung by the girl with the help of this man, who only sang two oh yeah solo together? I'll be obedient and paddle the whole time. This brother is also so good at getting along. This girl is playing big tricks, singing with a bodyguard. It wasn't until sparse applause rang out that the stunned audience was awakened, followed by a series of applause. This applause is for girls. What do you say about the song? It feels a bit tacky, but it's quite addictive. Overall, it's average. I'm only 18, is it normal for me to like this kind of song? The audience silently gave their evaluations after listening. Player's seat. Various combinations, you see me, I see you, are all amazed by Lin Zhixing's naughty behavior. I thought I could learn about the strength of this group selected in the first row, through this song, but I didn't expect to only understand the strength of the girls, and the strength of the boys is still unknown. I can't hear anything just by listening to a few words, can I? Is this a cross-matching king with bronze? Is there any such operation? Is there a soft rice man on stage? You can't say that about others, either. The lyrics and music are all created by others, we can only say that the division of labor is clear. Haha. Li Zhenzhen looked at Lin Zhixing on stage with a disdainful expression on her face. It's really nice to be a big man. You only know how to rely on women, so you're really useless. Soon, It was time for the 5 mentors to give feedback. I really like this song. It gives people an impulse to dance to the rhythm, and you exude confidence. I really like this. I'll give you the first class tonight. Mentor Zhao Weiwei gave a sweet smile and then raised the first class card, symbolizing the highest evaluation. Lin Zhixing and Song Go on stage were surprised, grinning and bowing to their mentor to thank them. The first class evaluation appeared tonight, and while the audience and contestants were surprised, the evaluation was polarized. Can you wait for such a tacky song? It's funny, isn't it? I think it's unbelievable that such unfashionable songs appear in the talent show, and the first class evaluation is simply outrageous. I think it's pretty good. It sounds very fresh, and it's rare for a group to have creative abilities. In the midst of discussion, the second mentor, Shen Fei, also gave an evaluation. The girl's aura is stable, with a natural transition from mid to high notes, lightweight and effortless, which is very good. The boy's lyrics and music are also quite good. I'll give you a second class. As soon as this sentence was spoken, the whole audience burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, Professor Feifei looks at Gao Leng with such a sense of humor. Puff, I can't praise singing, just praise hard. Quickly, the camera reached the third mentor. Wang Tsong lowered his head to look at the list of contestants, then raised the microphone and his gaze fell on Song Go first. The girl sings well, and I completely agree with Professor Shen Fei's evaluation of her. I really like singers with hard skills. Director Ji Lei's eyes lit up and he instructed his subordinates. At the beginning of the recording, Professor Wang Tsong praised the contestants for the first time. This segment must be cut out. Unlike his appreciation of Song Gu, Wang Tsong's face immediately changed when he glanced at Lin Zhixing. Are you called Lin Zhixing? Well, yes. Lin Zhixing nodded. Wang Tsong pointed at Lin Zhixing and said mercilessly, what are you doing on stage, kid? Keep going, oh, you big guy. Star Master Voice Pack, the whole room was in an uproar. Director Ji Lei lifted his glasses and gave a seductive smile. Cut this section too. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Obtaining a new song. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 9. Obtaining a new song. After a commotion, sparse laughter came from below. You are truly my husband, your expression is so straightforward, ahaha. It's comfortable to get my heart out of my mouth. You see, it's not possible to mess around on this stage. The mentor's gaze is bright. Except for partner Song Gu, the whole audience was watching Lin Zhixing's jokes. Facts have proved that it is very correct for the program team to choose Wang Tsong as the program instructor. Every time he complains about the contestants, the popularity of the live broadcast room is growing slowly, with sufficient effect. The bright moon is pure, and all things enjoy its nourishment, while thieves detest its brightness. It's not Chinese yuan, how can everyone like it? Lin Zhixing was prepared for being criticized before taking office. Faced with this situation as expected, he scratched his head and smiled without refuting anything. After venting his dissatisfaction, Wang Tsong raised the fourth class sign and pointed at Lin Zhixing, explaining, if it weren't for you dragging her back, I would have given her first class. Lin Zhixing smiled and shook his head at Song Gu, who was worried about him, indicating that it was okay. Sigh. Song Gu, why didn't you agree to team up with me back then? Being dragged down like this. Lu Hao looked at Song Gu on stage and became increasingly disgusted with Lin Zhixing. Wang Tsong finished grading, and the supervisor switched the camera. Gu Jiahe let out a sigh, raised the microphone, and said straightforwardly, I don't like your song. I think you participated in the wrong program, and I didn't mean to defame you. I think Skating Avenue has a better audience for you. This program is more suitable for young people. If you don't agree, you can watch it off the stage. As soon as these words were spoken, the scene fell silent. Liuguang Avenue is also a popular talent show variety show of Blue Star, with contestants of all ages available. As long as they have talent, they can participate, known as the People's Stage. The majority of viewers watching this program are indeed older viewers. Although he said there was no intention of slander, such insinuation is still very inappropriate. As the captain of the current hottest boy group Super July M, Wajyaha has also grown in popularity as he grows older. Similar inappropriate comments have been trending many times, and he no longer cares about them. He knows very well that as long as he doesn't touch the high voltage line of the band and maintains female fans well, his career won't be ruined. The photographer was stunned after listening and was broadcasting live. If there was a slight mistake, it was a live broadcast accident. The contestants' mistake was due to the stage effect. If they made a mistake themselves, it could be serious and their job might be in jeopardy. Should we sweep the camera towards the audience? In hesitation, he heard the affirmative command from the chief director Ji Lei and then turned the camera. Only when there is controversy can there be popularity, and only when there is popularity can programs have high popularity. Of course, Ji Lei will not miss every hot topic in public opinion. Scan the lens, as Wajyaha said, the audience below are all young people, and there is not a single older audience. As Ji Lei had anticipated, the barrage in the live broadcast room exploded, and netizens were discussing this topic. Is it necessary to do this? How much more advanced is your program compared to Skating Boulevard? It's all entertainment programs that give you superiority. Is Jyaha right? This song is already very rustic and not suitable for young people. The truth is always unpleasant, isn't it? They say it's not wrong, do they get criticized for being honest? I support Jyaha's point of view, come criticize me, damn it. My dad watched it with me, he really likes this song and hates this judge. How young is it? My younger brother who was in elementary school has already heard, Hi. Uwan Niao Jiamu, I give you a 6th class rating. I hope you can change your next performance to a song that caters to the stage, so that you can go further and further on this stage. As Wajyaha put down his scoring card, there was another uproar on the scene. This is the first group to receive the mentor's lowest, 6th grade, rating, which combines the highest and lowest ratings. It's too controversial. Zhao Weiwei, who was also a mentor, stood up in an instant when she saw this score. She gave her the highest score, isn't this against her? Director Ji Lei has already decided not to cut this group for a second in the later stage. I feel sorry for Brother Wu for a second. Zhang Long smiled and shook his head, whispering to his girlfriend, I can't keep the first row of Brother Wu. Li Zhenjin withdrew her gaze and sneered. Do not know how to choose goals based on one's own conditions, say immaturity without acknowledging it, only by hitting can one grow. The camera turns to the last mentor. Dong Dehua, the highest-ranking king of coffee, picked up the microphone and expressed his views in front of the audience. There is a saying that goes, all the way things startle all the customers, all the way banquets entertain all the guests and friends. I think everyone has their own taste, and no one needs to persuade anyone. In the end, it's just one sentence. If you like it, that's the hard truth. Even the opinions of the mentors are different. The sentence from the Heavenly King directly resolved the controversy, supporting whoever you like, without having to argue about a song. Otherwise, it would be true to say that they are the Heavenly King. If you like them, that's the hard truth. Lin Zhixing from the audience strongly agrees with this viewpoint. As long as I like it, no matter whose daughter-in-law she is. Dong Dehua picked and raised the 3rd class brand, showing a very approachable smile, saying, this song sounds very powerful and makes people want to sway with the rhythm. Personally, I think it's good. I give you a 3rd class rating and hope you continue to work hard to bring better works to the program. Lin Zhixing bowed in gratitude and understood the scoring. Zhao Weiwei gave a 1st class evaluation, Wajyaha gave a 6th grade evaluation. As the most experienced mentor, he gave a moderate evaluation, which was neither biased nor biased, and no one offended. This approach is not wrong. The host took over the stage and announced the final score. After the comments and ratings of 5 mentors, the final score of the Wan Yao Jia Mu combination is 4th class. Please move to the 4th row seat, both of you. Okay, thank you. After expressing gratitude, Lin Zhixing and Song Gu waved and left the stage. The camera shows the 2 people walking back to the athlete's seat. Their reactions at this moment are completely different. Song Ji's drooping head, and face were all filled with self-blame, believing that it was her own failure to perform well that led to such a result. The reason for self-blame is simple and reasonable. The lyrics are all sung by me, and there are no words for knowing or doing. Where is his responsibility? The camera captured Lin Zhixing's expression, and he was actually pursing a smile at this moment. The audience watching the live broadcast were all confused. What a big heart. The first row has become the third to last row, and you still have a heart to laugh at. What kind of worries do other girls have? How could he still be willing to laugh? If he keeps them laughing, I'll bow. TSK, it seems like I have a lot of confidence in myself. Do non-travelers know the joy of crossing? The system prompt sounded in Lin Zhixing's ear. The system task has been completed, simply. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the song component, freedom. At the same time, all memories of this song are recalled. This song is a popular song by Phoenix Legend at the music festival. It sounds very emotional and is very popular in short videos. Lin Zhixing loves this song very much and is extremely happy to learn that it is because before he becomes stronger this song also has very few male lyrics. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. How to quickly get out of a breakup period. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. How to quickly get out of a breakup period. The birth of the group's first episode is about to say goodbye to everyone. Audience friends, let's see you in the next episode. After 2.5 hours of recording, the first episode of the program officially ended after the host's concluding remarks. Accompanied by the staff, the 5 celebrity mentors quickly left the recording hall. I walked too fast. I thought I could take a photo together. Yeah, participating in this program, regardless of ranking, it's not worth it to be able to take a photo with an idol. As long as you stay on this stage, there will still be opportunities, don't worry. On the contestant seat, the contestants who were eager to take a photo with their mentor pounced and dared not leave their seats without any notice from the staff. Lin Zhixing sat in the 4th row, currently the most concentrated position for the contestants, neither high nor low, and still achieved a passing score. In the 1st row, there are still 2 groups in the C position. The position of the Sunshine Youth team has not changed, and the newly promoted group is called Mulan Brothers, which is a combination of 2 boys. Lu Hao is one of the members of the group, and his partner's voice is indistinguishable, with a wide range of voices. The combination of the 2 is very eye-catching and has received unanimous praise from the 5 mentors. Look here, everyone listen to me. After about 5 minutes, a staff member came to the contestant's seat to arrange the content. I will go back to the lounge and collect clothes according to the number of seats. Except for the performance on stage, I will temporarily wear the clothes arranged by the program team. He rambled on for 10 minutes. Lin Zhixing summarized a few things. 1. The production team has prepared graded clothing, which must be worn all along except for the stage. 2. The treatment enjoyed by each level is different. The combination of Class 1 lives in a 2-bedroom, 1 living room apartment, while Class 6 sleeps in a bunk bed. Men and women live separately, unless it is a Class 1 apartment. Men and women can live together, but each person has 1 room. Dining in the cafeteria also requires queuing according to levels, which is called giving athletes motivation to work hard. Accommodation is acceptable, and meals are also cute according to level. Lin Zhixing feels very cerebral palsy at this point. Since the production team wants to have something to watch, it's better to learn the movie Hunger Platform, and the effect of eating low-level leftovers is much better. 3. In addition to the bathroom, cameras are scattered throughout every corner, and attention should be paid to everyone's privacy. The birth of the combination emphasizes the word birth very much, and the recording is very detailed, which needs to be edited into the video. 4. The program team has dedicated gyms, sports stadiums, dance studios, piano rooms, song practice rooms, computer rooms, etc. for athletes to practice or relax. Back of house lounge. These clothes are so ugly, they are much worse than those in class 3. I vomited this color. Why doesn't the production team add a green hat anymore? In the voice of everyone roast, Lin Zhixing and Song Gu received the exclusive green class clothes of class 4. The clothes were green, ugly and conspicuous. Knowing and doing, it's my fault for not performing well. Song Ji's aura on stage has faded again, holding onto her clothes with a face full of self-blame. Lin Zhixing looked at Song Gu, who had been blaming herself all along, lightly patted her shoulder and comforted her with a smile, saying, "You have performed well enough. You have completely exceeded my expectations. Let's go back and tidy up the dormitory first. If there is anything I need, call me. Let's have dinner together tonight." Well, good. Lin Zhixing looked at her back as she walked away in small steps, recalling the sudden improvement in attributes before singing. The corners of his mouth pursed, feeling a bit puzzled. Why is there a feeling of striving? On the other side, Song Gu didn't go back to the dormitory first, holding her clothes. Instead, she inquired about the staff and went to the computer room prepared by the program team. The computer room is decorated very well, with the program logo and golden microphone graffiti embellishing the room. As soon as I entered, there was a feeling of KTV. There were about 50 computers inside, including laptops and desktops, as well as a large projector. Almost all the contestants are in the dormitory, and there is no one in the computer room. Song Gu scanned the room, selected a desktop computer in the corner, sat down, and pressed the power button. After turning on the computer, she shook the mouse and clicked on the browser. Unskillfully, she tapped the keyboard with 2 fingers and typed a line of text in the search bar. How to quickly get out of a breakup period. Click on Search, then click on Baidu QA, and the best answer is displayed above. The best way to get out of a breakup is to quickly start a new relationship. Imagine, your clothes are very sad when they are torn, and your mother bought you a new one. Will you still feel sad? Song Gu glanced at the screen, then at the clothes on her body, and nodded. Yes. If you break up and the male god you once had a crush on suddenly confesses to you, would you be happy? The reason why I am sad is because there is no better alternative. Better alternative. Song Gu held her cheeks in both hands and thought wildly. For a long time, a shallow dimple appeared on her oval face. But soon, the dimples disappeared again. She shook her head and refocused her attention on the computer screen. No way, how can a mountain chicken match a phoenix? Continuing to look down too. Stay away from sources of stimulation. Don't follow any updates on your ex, don't follow any information about him, and don't go to places you've been to before. It's simply not possible. Song Gu let out a light sigh and then slid down. 3. Find healthy alternatives, such as exercise. From a neurological perspective, heartbreak is explained by feeling uncomfortable because the reward for pleasure is gone. That's why many heartbroken people choose to get drunk or have a one-night stand. Sports events release hormones of happiness, which can help alleviate anxiety and depression, which is why many boys like to use playing basketball to vent their feelings of heartbreak. Song Ji's eyes lit up and she nodded. 4. You can read some philosophical books. Many people start to doubt themselves, question the meaning of love and even life after a breakup. When a person is at a low point, it is often the most motivating time to think about life. Some good philosophical books can help us break free from the obsession of childhood love. After seeing it, Song-gu tapped her right hand with her left hand and looked like she had benefited a lot. She closed the webpage and then opened the shopping website. Training room. Goodbye, long hair, for you, love is right, beloved by short hair, I sent it. Lin Zhixing went to the dormitory to find a place, changed his clothes, and then went to the singing room to practice singing. Why do you have to work so hard? A great man born in heaven and earth, how can he remain depressed for a long time? He first practiced all the lyrics of the man's song, Freedom, which was relatively easy to practice. The man's lyrics were almost entirely half-cut. In the next issue, who dares to say that labor and capital have no words, only no, oh yes. Half-length words are also words. Short, I'm serious. Lin Zhixing was about to record the lyrics of the woman's song and give it to Song-gu for practice when suddenly his phone rang in his pocket. Taking out her phone, she called directly. Hello, Pigeon. Zhixing, can you accompany me to the sports stadium to play basketball? End of this chapter.